Hi, welcome. Here's a new DEX from the Graphic Design School, and my name is Anouk, and in this DEX we're going to work in Adobe After Effects and create an animation with some text as if we are writing it on the spot. We're going to start in Adobe Illustrator, and I will show you how to prepare your file for the animation, and after that all the work will be done in After Effects. Below the video you will find a brief for this DEX, so make sure to give that a read before you start. Okay, so as said before, we are going to start in Adobe Illustrator, so let's go there. So here we are. I have handwritten my name, but you can use any word or sentence that you would like to use. I wrote it on the iPad using Procreate, but you can also write it on a piece of paper and scan it or take a photo and then bring that to Adobe Illustrator. And once the picture is in, you can use image trace. Let me just quickly show you how to. So this is my original handwriting, and then here's image trace. If your screen looks different from mine, just go up here to Window, and then here is image trace. So here we go. I'm going to use black and white logo, and there it is. Then expand, and now I've got my name as a vector image. I don't need that white background, so I'm just going to delete it with my direct selection tool. Click that one, and it's gone. And I also want to delete these white bits. I want these to be gone. Just gonna select it. I'll use Shape Builder tool to do that. So click on that one, and then I'll just zoom in a bit. Press Alt and click on that piece. It's gone. Alt, click, and also gone. So now I have my name ready, and I can adjust the color. I already prepared the colors that I wanted to use. So if you select it, I can then adjust the color. So I've got my color prepared here. Click on it and it's ready to use. So I've got mine prepared here. Just a few tips before we start in After Effects. I would advise to set up your artboard in the same size as you are gonna create your clip on in After Effects. So I want it to be a square. So here we can see that I prepared mine. The values are 210 millimeters square size. But of course you can prepare any size you would like to use in Adobe After Effects. Also, I created layers because that makes life easier once we start animating. This is pretty straightforward still. So I've got my background in one layer. There we go. And I've got my name on another layer. Also kept my original over here. I always try to keep the original just in case I want to make other adjustments or change things back to how they were. But we won't need it for the After Effects clip, but I'm just going to keep it to be sure. And then you're ready to go. So if everything is prepared, you've got your colors set, you can save it as a normal file in Illustrator. Okay, let's go to After Effects. Okay, here we are in After Effects. I just started a new project and we need to fill the project. And we're going to do that by starting by making a new composition. The composition is like the filling of your project. There's several ways to do that. We could click here, start a new composition, but I'm going to use this one because we already created our file in Illustrator. So with using this one you can import your file into After Effects. Just double click. And this was the one that I prepared. Before clicking here, I need to check this one. We need to import it as composition and then retain layer sizes. And that I'll show you why we do that. Open. Here it is. This is the little icon. That's a symbol for composition. If I double click it, you can see it imported the layers that I created in Illustrator. So it retained the layers. I won't be needing the original, I'm just going to delete it. So I need the background. If I select it, you see it selects the box, and I need the name. The background I won't need to change around or anything, I'm just going to lock it. Otherwise it might move around if I by accident, I don't want that. I'm just gonna lock it. Here's a little lock, but I can't lock, so I can't do anything with that. I'm only gonna use and work with the name that I've got here. It already created a short clip for me. This one you can see, it's like 10 seconds. That might be a bit too long, but we can also always adjust the time settings later on when we know how long we need for our animation. Probably around 6 seconds. We'll adjust that later when we need to. So now we're ready to start and create the handwriting effects. Well, make sure before we start that you've got this one selected, the name. And then we're going to grab, it's over here, the pen tool. Shortcut is G. Just going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to try to get the line tracing your handwriting. Try to get it in the middle as much as possible. Because that line we're going to use to hide the text later on. And then start as if you are handwriting it again. So try to find the line that feels like a natural way how you would normally write it. So I will just start here. I would normally start the A here anyway. And then use the pen tool as you normally also use, maybe in Illustrator or Photoshop. So I'm trying to stay in the middle, and you can always adjust it later on. And I will speed up my line drawing, so I won't bore you with that too much. And I'll be back later. Okay, so I'm back. I just finished tracing the word. As you can see at the end, just wanted to point out that normally after the U, I would then get my pen off the paper and then start the K here. So what I've done, I just created a line outside and then continued writing the K, and then I moved outside again to finish off the last bit of the K. So that's a way to solve it and keep that natural flow of handwriting. So when you're done, we need to create a stroke. So with this one still selected, we go to Effect up here, and we're going to go to Generate and then find Stroke over here. Click on that one, and now I've got a stroke. You can see the white line here. If your line is a bit invisible, maybe you can pick over here another color that's more contrasting, so you can see it better. And now we need to adjust the brush size. And by doing that, I will show you here. We can drag over this number to increase the size. And we need a size that hides my original name. And I probably have to adjust my line a bit. So I'm now going to go over every bit and see if I can adjust it, making sure that everything is gone. I will probably have to adjust some bits later on as well, but I think we at least now have every bit covered. Okay. So now we need to animate the stroke, and we do that up here. I'm going to put this one, the end, to 0. So click on it. Oh, sorry, still got my hand on. So you can already see my new line disappear. So we've got that one to 0. The line is gone. I'm going to put my timeline here to 0 seconds and move it around here. And I'm going to click my stopwatch. So this one is now 0. Click it. And then I'm going to drag the time bar to a few seconds later. Let's see, I'm just going to put it on 4. And then I'm going to go back here and move it back to 100 so you can see it disappear again. So if I press my spacebar, you can see the line that we just created, the stroke, actually is animated. Now there's something else we need to do because this is not what we want. We want to see the original one. So I'm going to adjust the paint style and click it to reveal original image. And now I'm going to go back. And now you can see that it animates my handwriting. But I'm still not happy with the way it looks. So I'm just going to adjust some stroke points to make it look better. Okay, so we're going to do that by moving the timeline back. I'm just going to check it letter by letter. So here, I don't really like that this already shows up from this bit. So I'm just going to see if so you can just click on the points. You can adjust that a little bit. Don't really like that. Let's see again. So it just means playing around a little bit. So here, I don't like that little thing we saw there. Let's see what that is. Here it already moves around. So I'm just gonna see if I can get this better and better everywhere. I will speed it up a little bit, but as you can see, I'm just like playing around with the points and making sure that it just looks as natural as possible. So here, for example, it already gets a bit of this line that I don't want. By moving points around, we're just gonna build a better looking handwriting. So let's speed it up and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so I think We are almost there. Let's take a look. Still a few bits that I think. So the O is a bit difficult. Why is that? Because these lines are so close to each other, and we need that line thickness, but it already covers a bit of your next part. So here, still adjust a bit. And also the K is tricky. So let me show you. So you could see, like with the U, I had to end it here, so it feels a bit vague here. But I think this goes pretty well. Goes down and then there. So there's also another way to solve that, but I just wanted to show you. So if you're happy as it is right now, that's fine. And if you want to like get really precise, you could also decide to cut your word in pieces and animate them like part by part. So I'm just going to quickly show you an example. So what we could do to like also animate the K in a more precise way. I'm just going to go back to Adobe Illustrator to show you. Here we are. So this is just an example. So if you feel you want to animate your letters like more precisely without really like slightly showing other bits of your word, you can cut your, for example, name or word in pieces. So what I've done here, I've just made an example with the K. I sliced the K in different pieces because I know I'm going to finish off the U like this. Then I'm going to write the K, start like that, and then I'm going to finish the K off like this. And I created separate layers. So I created a layer for this bit of the K and a layer for this last bit of the K. So if I would save this file with these new layers, I can animate it separately and prevent happening what we just saw, that you could already like see a little bit of the line coming up later. So if we would animate this in Adobe After Effects, let's go back. And let's just create a whole new file, like a new project. Well, let's save this one first. Version 1. Let's start the new composition. And I need the number 2 that I created with the separate layers for the K. Again, retain layer sizes. Open. And now you can see I've got different files. Make it a bit smaller. So I've got like this one, last bit of the K, and that bit, and the rest. And you could do that for your whole word. So you could like slice it up. We had some problems with the O. You could like slice up the words where you have you stumble upon this difficulty to really make it look 100%. But I'm just going to show you quickly what I would do to animate the K. I will just speed up the line writing, and then come back when I'm going to do the K. And I'm going to lock the background again. So I'm going to start by again creating a line for the first bit, anew. Make sure you've got that one selected, and then I will create, using the pen tool, a line. Okay, so I created the line for the first bit, and like we did before, we're going to go to Effects, Generate Stroke, Increase the brush size. Make sure everything is covered. Get the paint style to reveal original image. Make sure it's in 0 seconds. Over here. Get the end to 0. 0. Oh, come on. Click on the stopwatch. And then maybe after 3 seconds, have it back to 100%. So that's the first bit. And let's just quickly show you without decay. What do we have right now? Okay, now we want to put in decay. First we're going to start with this bit. It's the first line I would normally draw. So we will not need it until we are done with the first bit. I'm just going to make sure that one, so that's the first one. Just going to drag it up. So this one is not going to show for 3 seconds because we're still writing the first bit. And this is the first bit of decay, so have that K1 layer selected. Grab my pen tool. That. Go to Effect and Generate. And generate a stroke. And we're gonna increase it like that. All covered. Then I wanted to start right here. Get that one back to 0. 0. Click on the stopwatch. Not sure how long we can adjust the time. How long this will take? Not very long. Get it back. And then the paint style on reveal. So now we have, okay, I think we need to place that one a little bit back because this was weird. Let's take a look again. Yeah, great. So that was that one. Now we need to finish it off. So this one, if you select that one and you press the U, you can see your keyframes here. So I know here I'm finished that one off. And let's see. Let's bring it back in. So we've got this one selected. So I'm going to get my pen tool. And we're going to draw the last bit. Go to Effects, Generate the stroke. Let's increase the size of the stroke. I think we need to move that one down a bit. Let's see if it's all gone. Yes, it is. So right here it needs to be 0. And then this won't take very long. Copy on this. Put it back to 100 and paint style reveal. It should be there. Now we just need to check if the keyframes that we placed are on the right timing. Now let's just take a look at what we have. Cool. Is that okay? Just gonna okay. So now they are not like in each other's way by separately animating them. And you could do the same for the O maybe, because that is a tricky one as well. Just gonna see if I can adjust it here a bit. So here already. Use up. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. You could go on forever and ever, but I think we're getting there. Let's see. Right. Maybe this is a bit big. Okay. Okay. Let's put that one back in. And I'm just going to see, because we still are here on 10 seconds, see how long we need for this clip. Let's put this one to fit, so you can just see it. Yeah, 5 seconds is fine enough. So we have to adjust that, and you can do that easily by going to composition and then composition settings. And this is the time, the duration, and I'm just gonna adjust that 10 seconds to 5. Okay, yep, you see, I've got it on 5 right now. So let's see. Great. Okay. So now we can render our animation. There's one other thing I wanted to do. Here, I'm just gonna click on these for all my Illustrator files. That maintains, if you click on that one, your vector quality. Always good. And now we're ready to export it. So go to File, Export, and then add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. And that will open another Adobe program. It might take a few seconds. You can see it up here, jumping up and down already. Not sure why it's not opening. I'm just going to click that one. And now it should add our clip, oh here it is, to the line. Just going to click here on the name and just want to make sure it's going to be saved in the right file. My final file, look, handwriting, the name, animation, will be an MP4 and then save. And then when you hit this little green play icon, it will start rendering the animation. Won't take too long probably. It's not a very long one. There we go. Yep, and it's done. So now I should be able, in the final, it's this one, to have it, see it. Take a look. Yes, here it is. So, my name is ready. I hope you guys will create some great text writing in After Effects as well, and we would love to see them. So when you're ready, please upload yours via the link under this text. Just one final tip, in case you're not happy using your own handwriting. Of course, you can also use a handwriting font that has that same handwritten feel to it. This is just one example where I used a font instead of my own handwriting, so absolutely fine to use a font like that. Okay, good luck with yours and have a great day. Bye bye.